So hello students, a very good evening to all and welcome back to Daily Current Affairs of 18th of June. So for today's discussion, I did not find much prelims oriented topics in The Hindu as well as Indian Express. So for today, I took all the 4 articles from PIB only. So all these articles are very important for the prelims. First article is about the Green Hydrogen Certification Portal. So this portal was launched to track the production of green hydrogen in India to ensure transparency in India with respect to this green hydrogen production. Next article is very important. This is related to important flagship scheme of government. So that is Pradhan Mantri Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana. Next important article is about National Statistical Commission. So recently the chairperson and other members of this commission were appointed. And finally, a very important article about Tarapur Atomic Power Station. So basically, some of the units under this atomic power station have been granted the life extension. So we shall be discussing about this also. So coming to the first article. So first article is related to Green Hydrogen Certification Portal. So basically why this was in news? This was in news because recently this portal was launched. And what was the main purpose to launch this portal? Its main purpose was to ensure the transparent certification as well as tracking of green hydrogen production in India. Transparent certification means actually the government must think that this hydrogen was actually produced using the green sources. That means this hydrogen is actual green hydrogen. It's not black hydrogen or gray hydrogen or any other kind of hydrogen. That's why the requirement is to ensure the transparent certification, so as to ensure that the hydrogen which is produced is actually the green hydrogen. And second thing, the tracking of green hydrogen production. That means what are the modes of production which are used in green hydrogen, so to track all these activities. Next thing is, this portal is important part of National Green Hydrogen Mission. So this is not a new thing. National Green Hydrogen Mission was already launched in 2023. Now this portal has been launched under this mission because the main purpose of this mission was to ensure the production of green hydrogen, and the main purpose of this portal is to ensure the transparency in the production. So before discussing in detail about everything about this portal, first of all, let's understand briefly about the green hydrogen. So what is the basically green hydrogen? So see, in green hydrogen, what we will be doing? We will be doing two things. First of all, we will splitting the water molecule that is H2O. So here water molecule will be splitted into hydrogen molecule as well as oxygen molecule. Now, to do the splitting of water molecule, we will be needing electricity, right? To split the water molecule, we will be needing the process of electrolysis. So electrolysis will be done using electricity. Now, important thing in green hydrogen is that this electricity must come from the renewable energy, for example, solar energy or wind energy. If these two things are justified, are satisfied, then we will say that the hydrogen which is produced is actually the green hydrogen. So the main purpose of this portal which is recently launched is to provide the transparent certification also, so that you can actually say that this is actually green hydrogen. Because if we talk other forms of hydrogen, for example, one form of hydrogen is gray hydrogen. So in gray hydrogen, what will happen? In gray hydrogen, the splitting of natural gas will happen. So natural gas, the main component will be CH4, right? So in natural gas, what will happen? Along with getting hydrogen, we will be getting the emissions of carbon dioxide also. That's why we cannot consider it as a green hydrogen, because emissions are there. In green hydrogen, we do not have any carbon dioxide emissions. Similarly, if we talk about the blue hydrogen, so in blue hydrogen also the splitting of natural gas will be happening. So if natural gas is splitted, then obviously carbon dioxide emissions will be there. But important thing in blue hydrogen is that emitted carbon dioxide you are not releasing completely in the atmosphere. Either you are storing that carbon dioxide or you are reusing that carbon dioxide in other industrial applications. So these are some of the different forms of hydrogen. So here our main focus will be on the green hydrogen. So it has two important things. First thing is, molecule of hydrogen will be splitted, and to split that molecule we will be needing electricity. So that electricity will come from the renewable energy, not the energy from the fossil fuels. Now, having discussed about green hydrogen, let's discuss about the recently launched portal. So, what is the portal? Portal is the Green Hydrogen Certification Portal of India. Who developed that portal? So, since we are talking about the renewable energy, so you can remember in this way, it is developed by Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, that is MNRE. So here the purpose, I think purpose we already discussed, important purpose is to certify whether that hydrogen is truly green or not. So hydrogen we already discussed, it can be gray, it can be black, it can be turquoise, it can be blue, any type. So here main purpose is to certify whether it is actually green or not. And to prove that whether it is actually green or not, all the companies must present the transparent document. So in a way, it will ensure the transparency also. And it will also track the production as well as compliance. So government will be making some kind of standards. So whether the companies are complying with all those things or not. And finally, it will support the carbon accounting and exports. Carbon accounting means, see, just now we discussed that if we are talking about other forms of hydrogen, then in various forms, the emission of carbon dioxide is there. So if you are actually tracking that what form of hydrogen has been produced by the companies, then you can easily ensure the carbon accounting, because if it is green hydrogen, carbon dioxide will not be produced, and if it is any other form of hydrogen, then carbon dioxide will be produced. So it will help you to properly account the carbon. And second thing, it will support the carbon exports. That means, see, if you are exporting product A from country 1 to country 2, so here what are the what is the percentage or what is the amount of carbon dioxide or greenhouse gas emissions which are emitted in the production of this product. So this will account all those things also. So it will support carbon accounting. Along with that, it will support the carbon exports also. Now, next thing about the National Green Hydrogen Mission, because this portal has been launched under National Green Hydrogen Mission. So quick prelims related facts. So first thing is, when this hydrogen mission was launched, this is not a recent one. It is not launched in 2026. So this mission is launched in 2023. Now, the main purpose of this mission is to fulfill various targets with respect to green hydrogen. So what are those targets? First thing is, the targets have to be met by 2030. So you have to remember this year. Now, what targets have to be met by 2030? First thing is, the production of green hydrogen must be at least 5 MMT or 5 metric million tons per year. So at least per year, 5 million metric tons of green hydrogen must be produced in India. And if that is produced, then this will ensure around 125 gigawatts of renewable capacity and energy capacity generation in India. Because see, if we talk about the Panchamrita targets of India, so what is the target of India? India have to create at least 500 gigawatt of energy production, energy capacity with respect to non-fossil fuel energy. So India will be easily able to achieve this target if just because of green hydrogen, we are able to add 125 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity. Now, for that, what amount of investment will be mobilized? So, government is planning to mobilize the investment of over 8 lakh crore. And this thing is very important for mains, that what will be the social benefits? So, this will be able to create more than 6 lakh jobs. Now, important thing from environment perspective is that if you are producing green hydrogen, that means you are reducing the use of fossil fuels, right? If you are reducing the use of fossil fuels, then the import bills will be reduced, because around 85% of fossil fuels you are importing. So because of producing green hydrogen, the import bill of around 1 lakh crore will be reduced. So you will be seeing the savings of around 1 lakh crore in your import bills. And next thing is, if from environment point of view, it is important that because of the production of green hydrogen, around 50 metric million tons of greenhouse gas emissions can be avoided. All these things are very, very important. These are important for prelims also. These are important for mains also. Now, this SITES program is very, very important for the prelims. So actually, the SITE program was mentioned in the news. That's why I have given this in detail. So basically, full form of SITE is Strategic Interventions for Green Hydrogen Transition. So this is the SITE program. So important thing is this side program is not a separate program. This is a component of National Green Hydrogen Mission only. So National Green Hydrogen Mission was launched in 2023. So the side program is a sub-component of National Green Hydrogen Mission. Now the side program has two important components. What are those? First important component is that it will incentivize the indigenous manufacturing of electrolyzers in India. So electrolyzer, what is its purpose? Electrolyzer means it will do the electrolysis. Through electrolysis, the molecule of water will be splitted in hydrogen molecule as well as oxygen molecule. So to split the water molecule, you will be needing electrolysis. Electrolysis will be done by the equipment which we call as electrolyzer. And problem with India is this: mostly India is importing the electrolyzer. India is not manufacturing in its own country. So the first component of this side program will be, it will incentivize the companies who are producing the electrolyzers in India itself. So basically it is incentivizing the indigenous manufacturing of electrolyzers. Second component will be that it will incentivize the companies who are involved in green hydrogen production. So it will, so for example, there is company A, and this company A is producing a high percentage of green hydrogen. And because of this production of green hydrogen, the demand of fossil fuels has been reduced, and this green hydrogen has become competitive in the global market. So if this company A is able to do all these things, all these good things for our country, then this company will be incentivized under the site program. So these are the two components of site program. Very, very important thing for the prelims is that who will be the implementing agency for this subcomponent of National Green Hydrogen Mission. The implementing agency will be Solar Energy Corporation of India. Please remember, because implementing agency can be easily asked in prelims, because UPSC generally confuses on it. So this is the main objective of site program. These are the components, and this is the implementing agency. Now, next article is about the Pradhan Mantri Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana. So the context is that the disbursement of incentives under this scheme will be done on 19th of June. So to understand why incentives are being disbursed under this scheme, we must first understand the scheme. Then only you will understand that why incentives are being provided. So first of all, let's discuss about the basics of this scheme. So basically, if we talk about Pradhan Mantri Bharat Rozgar Yojana, so this is a employment linked incentive scheme. That means this scheme is related to the employment. So with this word Rozgar only, you would have understood that this is related to employment. But basically, this is related to formal employment. So this is a catch here. So basically, this is employment linked incentive scheme, which is basically focusing on the formalization of employment in India. And this was approved on 1st of July 2025. Now, the time span for this scheme is for 2 years. So it will be from 2025 to 2027. Now, let's discuss about this scheme in detail. So see, basically, what I just now discussed, that this scheme mainly focuses on the formalization of employment. Formalization of employment means providing the job security, provident benefits, etc., etc. So first of all, let's understand the two major problems of India. So what are two major problems? First problem of India is about the unemployment, right? Unemployment is a major problem in India. Second problem in India is about the informalization of employment, right? So first problem is the unemployment in India, and second problem is the informalization of employment in India. So now government is saying that we will solve both these problems. How government will solve both these problems? Through this scheme. So this scheme is focusing on the formalization of employment. So see what government is saying. For example, these are youth of our country, right? And these are the employers of our country. Okay, so these are the youths and these are the employers. So what government is saying to the youths of this country, that if you are able to get a job in a formal organization or in a formal company, then we will incentivize you, we will give you money. So if youth of this country are striving hard, and after their efforts, if they are able to get a good job in a formal organization, then government will incentivize that person, government will give the money. And government is also saying to employers that if you are able to hire a very high number of people in your organization, if you are able to create more jobs in your organization, then we will give you money. So here what government is doing, government is incentivizing youth also, government is incentivizing employers also. But important thing is, here all the employment, all the jobs which we are talking about, all these things must be under the formal employment. So here why we are saying formal employment, because the main focus of government is not just to provide the employment. Main focus of the government is also to provide the job security, right? So what are the benefits under the formal employment? A person will be having the provident benefits, a person will be having the social security benefits, for example, health insurance. No person will be having the pension benefits. All these things people don't have in the informal employment, right? For example, if we talk about gig workers, they don't have the job security. That's why government is trying to focus on both these issues. Government is focusing on unemployment also. How? So government is saying the employers that if you create the job in your formal organization, then we will give you money. Second thing is, government is reducing informalization. How? Because government is creating more jobs in the formal employment, and government is encouraging youth that if you get the job in the formal employment, in the formal organization, then we will incentivize you. Now this I have explained in very raw language. Now let's understand the complete provisions. So see, these are the two components of this scheme. So see, line by line we will discuss. So just now I discussed that this scheme will involve the youths of this country, and this scheme will involve the employers also. So first of all, we will discuss about the youths of this country. So what I have said earlier, that if you are able to get a job in the formal employment, then government will incentivize you. So this part will be about the incentives for the first time employees. That means the people who are first time employed in any formal organization. So here, who is eligible? Any first time employee who is getting employment in the formal organization. So government is saying, if you are able to get employed in any formal organization, then we will provide you a benefit of rupees 15,000. And please note that this benefit will be linked to EPF. That means this benefit of 15,000 rupees will be linked to employee provident fund. So see, it's not like that if we talk about the provident fund. So in provident fund, what all things we have in provident fund, your employer will also contribute. In provident fund, the employee will also contribute. So it's not like the part of employee will be contributed by the government. No, here employer will contribute its own, employee will contribute its own, but government is saying that I will provide you overall benefit of 15,000 rupees. That's it. So please don't confuse. In the provident fund, the contribution of employer or employee is the separate thing. But here government is saying that the benefit which I will be providing will be subjected to a condition that your job must be formal. So if your job is formal, then your job will be providing you the provident benefits. That's why this amount of 15,000 rupees is linked to EPF. Understood? So here, this is the first thing, that youths who are the first time employees, they will be getting the benefit of 15,000 rupees. But here is an important catch. This payment will not be given, complete payment will not be given in one time. So this will be given in two installments. So first installment will be given after 6 months. So it will be given for 7.5K, that means 7,500. And second installment will be given after completing 1 year. So here the main purpose is that the employee must be able to continue in the organization. So it will ensure the job sustainability also. And second thing is, after 1 year, the employee will be completing the financial literacy program also. So the important objective of government is not just to provide the formal employment, another objective is to ensure the financial literacy also. So there the people will teach the employees that know how to invest the money, how to save the money for the long term, etc., etc. So please remember, 15,000 rupees will be given as an incentive from government side, but this will be given in two parts. So in first part, 75,000 after 6 months, 7,500 after 6 months, and the remaining 7,500 after completing 1 year and after completing the financial literacy program. Now, next part is related to the employers. So here government is saying to the employers that if you generate more and more number of jobs, then for every job per month, I will be providing you 3,000 rupees. So for example, if an employer has generated 50 new jobs in a month, so what will be the overall earning of the employer? It will be 15,000 rupees. So here this will be the overall earning of an employer. Oh, sorry, this will be 1,50,000 rupees. Sorry, this I wrote 300. It is 3,000. So this is the benefit which any employee will be having, which any employer will be having. But the condition must be that, see, here government has already said that you will get the first employment if you are able to sustain in that organization for 6 months. So here also the condition is that employees must remain in your organization for at least 6 months. Then only for one job you are creating, I will be giving you 3,000 rupees per month. So this is the overall provision under this scheme. Now, next article is related to appointment of chairpersons under National Statistical Organization. So here basically we will discuss about this organization, who appoints the chairman, etc. etc. So here we are discussing about the National Statistical Commission. So basically this National Statistical Commission is the apex advisory body for India's official statistical system, right? So if we talk about official statistics in India, what are the official statistics? For example, the GDP percentage, right? For example, the IIP data. Or if we talk about social sector, so about the health parameters or the literacy percentage in India. These are the official statistics in India, which are officially released by the government of India. So who is taking care of this release of official data, collecting the official data, scrutinizing the official data? So it is the National Statistical Commission. So here the news is, recently the chairperson and members, new chairperson and members have been appointed. Who appoints this chairperson and members? So they are appointed by the Appointments Committee of the Cabinet, that is ACC. So now please give me answer in the comment section that who is the chairperson or who chairs this Appointments Committee of the Cabinet. Now for exam point of view, actually the name and numbers is also important. So please remember who is the latest chairperson of National Statistical Commission. So that is Dr. Saibal Chattopadhyay. So he is the new chairperson of National Statistical Commission. And who are the members? So the new members are Professor Subrata Das, Satyendra Bahadur Singh, as well as Madhavan Mukund. So these are the three new members, and he is the new chairperson of National Statistical Commission. Now, quickly let's discuss that how this idea of this commission, idea of this office originated. So see, earlier what used to happen in India, see, as we know that we have different ministries in India and each ministry deals with different objective. So earlier what used to happen, no, so if any ministry wants to start any policy or wants to create any scheme, so for that, for anything, for analyzing anything or for analyzing any kind of problem in India, you will be needing data, right? Based on that data only you will take the decision that who are the vulnerable groups and for whom we should make the policies. So earlier what used to happen, different ministries in India used to collect data using different methods or different methodology. So because of that, confusion was created, and because of that, questions were also raised that whether all these kind of data are reliable or not. So that's why what happened, in 2000, a committee was constituted under the chairmanship of Dr. C. Rangarajan. So what was the objective of this committee? Its objective was to review the Indian statistical system. And based on the recommendations of this committee, Government of India have passed an executive resolution on 1st of June 2005. And based on this executive resolution, National Statistical Commission was established. So please remember, National Statistical Commission is not a statutory body. It is not a constitutional body. This is a body which was created by the executive resolution. Please remember, this is not a statutory body. Now, let's discuss quickly about the composition of National Statistical Commission. So who all are the members? So see, here the chairperson is also a part-time member. The name of the chairperson we just discussed. Apart from chairperson, there are 4 other part-time members. And please remember that one of the member is the CEO of Niti Aayog also. Please remember this. And there is Secretary of National Statistical Commission also. So the Secretary of Ministry of Statistics is the Secretary of National Statistical Commission also. So I will revise once again. We have a part-time chairperson. After that, we have 4 part-time members, and the CEO of Niti Aayog is also one of the member of the National Statistical Commission. Along with that, we have a secretary. So the secretary of MOSPI, this Ministry of Statistics, is also the secretary of this commission. Now, quickly let's discuss about the functions of National Statistical Commission. The first function is the statistical policy formulation. That means this commission will decide that which kind of data have to be prioritized, or which what all kind of data we must collect. For example, if we want to focus on the informal sector, so maybe this commission will ask the agencies that you have to collect data regarding the gig workers in India. So this commission will standardize. This commission will say that what all data must be prioritized in India. Second thing is standard setting. That means the commission will say that what all kind of methods have to be used in India to collect the data. Okay, what all kind of definitions have to be used across all the states in India. For example, if one ministry is using the definition of unemployment as the people who are unemployed for one day, and some ministries are using the definition as the people who are unemployed for 1 month or 30 days. So here there is difference in definition. That means there will be difference in data also. So that's why this commission set the standard definitions, set the standard methodology which must be used to collect the data. Next thing is the statistical audits. So see, for example, based on different kind of methods which ministries are using. So according to official data of the government, let's consider the literacy rate in India is 95. Now, what this commission will do, this commission will first verify that what methods were used to find this number, what methods were used, or what we can say, what sample size was used, and what kind of definitions were used. So based on that, it will verify whether this data was correct or not. And if errors are there, so changes will be done. This is the meaning of statistical audits. Apart from that, coordination with states. So see, at the center, we have National Statistical Commission. At state level, we have different state statistical commissions. So see, if you want to collect any kind of data, for example, agricultural data, so there you must coordinate with the state agencies, right? So you must inform the state agencies also that you must use this definition, you must use this method, you must prioritize this information. So here coordination is required. And after that, quality assurance. Quality assurance means that this commission has to ensure that final data which is coming in the public domain, this is reliable, so that public can trust on this data. Only if the data is reliable, then any ministry will be able to make policy for the vulnerable sections or the required policy. So these are important functions of this commission. I think we already discussed this. Yes. Now, final article is about the Tarapur Atomic Power Station. So basically the news is that 2 units under Tarapur Atomic Power Station have received the approval for 10-year life extension. So this is the important news, that 2 units under this atomic power station, earlier these units were made for specific period of time. But now, according to the regulatory board, that is Atomic Energy Regulatory Board, these are functioning very well, or these are modernized very well. Because of that, life extension has been provided to these units. So quickly, first of all, let's discuss about the Tarapur Atomic Power Station. So first thing is, its location is important. So where this atomic power station is located? So it is located in Maharashtra. So quickly, we will see the location also. Okay, so here somewhere is the location of Tarapur Atomic Power Station, and this is located in Maharashtra. Yes, now let's discuss other points. The next important thing is that who operates atomic power stations or nuclear power plants in India. So all these things are constructed, are operated by a body which comes under Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited. Please remember, the atomic power plants or nuclear power stations in India are constructed, are managed, and are operated by Nuclear Power Corporation of India. Why this Tarapur Atomic Power Station is very, very important for prelims, because this is India's first commercial nuclear power plant. Because see, this power plant was commissioned in 1969. So before 1969, other nuclear power plant or atomic power stations in India were the experimental type. Experimental type means those atomic power plants were used just for the research purpose. There was no commercial production of electricity. That's why this power plant is very important, because it was commissioned in 1969 and it was first power plant, first nuclear power plant to produce the electricity at the commercial level, because before that other power plants were at the experimental stage. And next important thing is, it became the first nuclear power station in Asia outside the Soviet bloc. Because see, this we are talking about the period of 1969. So 1969 was the period of Cold War era, right? So here world was divided into three parts. So one was the Western powers, one was the Soviet powers or the Eastern powers, and one was the non-aligned powers. So during the period of 1969, this Soviet bloc, because that time it was not Russia, that was Soviet Union. So that time Soviet Union has already its own commercial nuclear power plant. So if we exclude the commercial power plant of Soviet Union, that in India, it was this Tarapur nuclear power plant was the first nuclear power station or power plant in Asia. Now, what is the meaning of life extension? See, life extension means basically, just now I discussed that if you are creating a nuclear power reactor, then there will be a certain life of that reactor. So when you are creating it, so you will say that this reactor has the fixed operational life. So it will run for 10 years or 20 years. Because what happens? So over a period of time, your equipments will be aging, your components will wear out, and there will be raised the safety concerns also. So see, if you are conducting the inspection, or if you are modernizing the equipments, or if you are replacing the equipments, and after that, if you are able to say that still it is running under the safe conditions, then life extension can be provided to any nuclear reactor. So you understood the concept that earlier, see, if you are creating any nuclear reactor, then it would be having a fixed life. But if you are modernizing it, you are changing the components, you are completely creating completely changing its look. Then, and if it is running under the safe conditions, then life extension can be provided. So similar thing happened for the Tarapur nuclear power plant. Now, which authority is responsible to provide the life extension? So that authority is the Atomic Energy Regulatory Board, or we call as AERB in India. So please remember, see, just now we discussed about NPCIL. So NPCIL is responsible to create, to manage the nuclear power plants. And who regulates the nuclear power plants, who regulates the safety features? So that body is Atomic Energy Regulatory Board in India. So if we talk about AERB, so this is a National Nuclear Regulatory Body of India, and it functions as an independent authority. It functions as an independent authority, and its main purpose is to see the safety regulations, safety standards in the country, and the radiation related activities in the countries. So first thing, it will see the safety and other regulatory features of nuclear power plants or atomic power plants. And second thing is, it will see the radiation related activities in the country. Now, when this body was founded, so this body was founded in 1983. Now see, please note this, that this body was formed under the executive resolution by the President of India. So this body was formed under executive resolution by the President of India under Atomic Energy Act of 1962, but this was not set up as a statutory body. It was set up under the executive resolution. But recently, under the Shanti Act, this Shanti Act was in news last year also, this year also. So recently, under the Shanti Act, this body has now got the statutory status. So please remember, when this body was formed, it was formed under executive resolution. It was not a statutory body. This body got a statutory status under the recent Shanti Act. Please remember this. So since we were talking about the nuclear power plant, so quickly let's discuss the locations of some other nuclear power plants. So one is the Narora atomic power plant, atomic power station. So this is located in UP. One atomic power plant we have in Rawat Bhata in Rajasthan. Next, about Tarapur, we already discussed. This is located in Maharashtra. Next power plant we have Kakrapara. This we have in Gujarat. Next we have Kega power plant. So here this we have in Karnataka. Then we have Kudankulam nuclear power plant. So this we have in Tamil Nadu. Now, practice questions for you. The first is, consider the following statements regarding Tarapur atomic power station. The first is, this is India's first commercial nuclear power station. Second is, it was commissioned in 1969. Third is, the Atomic Energy Regulatory Board regulates the safety of nuclear power stations in India. So read the question once again and try to answer in the comment section. Next is, consider the following statements regarding Pradhan Mantri Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana. The first is, it aims to promote formalization of employment. Second, first time employees may receive an incentive of up to 15,000. Third is, employers may receive incentives for hiring additional workers. So I think this scheme also we discussed in detail. So try to answer in the comment section. So that's all from my side for today. Thank you and have a nice day.